Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For fast and cheap coins, check out redzonecoins.com and use code ZIRK for 15% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I want to talk to you guys about all the potential content that we could see in September. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Bacon Lord 115 for being a part of the Totw gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below, Totw gang. Also, I want to say thank you guys very much for 170,000 subscribers. That's insane to me. We literally started off this year like 161K, I'm pretty sure, just a little bit over a week ago. So thank you guys so much. That is absolutely incredible. Now, if you guys didn't see my video this morning, definitely go ahead and check it out. I actually did have to re-upload it because the video wasn't loading for some people. So I'd greatly appreciate if you guys go ahead and check the video out and drop a like on it. I did actually go over a bunch of info regarding like some new legends we have coming, Superstar MVPs Part 2 release date, and a bunch of like glitches, stuff like that. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that video out. But today I want to talk to you about potential, I say potential because you don't know 100% confirmed if it's going to be coming or not, but potential stuff that we could be seeing in the game, stuff that we've seen for the past couple of years, and some other stuff that hopefully we will get in the game. So let's go ahead and talk about what kind of content we could see this month. So let's start off the list with flashbacks. Now, this is something that I felt like we probably should have seen today. Flashbacks are pretty interesting. I will say at the beginning of the game, they are actually pretty solid because they are, I want to say 86 and 87 overall they were to start off the year last year. So those are obviously some pretty high overalls currently in the game, and those are some of the best players, or will be some of the best players. The issue was with flashbacks last year, they didn't really tend to increase their overalls accordingly. What I mean by that is, like, by the time we got these 91 overall Josh Gordons and everything, the 91 Devonta Freeman, yeah, we had much higher overall players in the game to where these cards were basically irrelevant. Even someone as good as, say, Tyrann Mathieu, which a lot of people do get excited about, when he came out, there was just way better safeties in the game. So I think the flashbacks, they need to do a little bit better, but as to what this really pertains to, this is something that would be in the training store. This, or at least maybe it was last year, so maybe they'll change it up, maybe they'll make it a set. I personally liked it a lot better in previous Maddens, where flashbacks were actually set cards. That was really fun. They made them really good. I mean, like, up to the point where at the end of the year, you would have 99 overall flashbacks to potentially do. You could do the set, make a ton of coins, or you could lose coins. With the training store options, none of these flashbacks really go for all that much. Now, I'm really hoping that they go ahead and just update the overalls of these players very frequently. That way they can somewhat compete against legends. Obviously, if we're getting 93 overall legends at some point, I don't expect us to get 92 overall flashbacks, right? Because we need some cheaper cards for everyone to go ahead and pick up. But if we're getting 93 overall legends, can we get 91 overall flashbacks that they're actually good and able to compete at least somewhat, at least give us some big name players, maybe even throw in 1 or 2 92 overall flashbacks that, you know, are kind of rarer to pull to give us something more enticing every single week. Because honestly, especially towards the end of flashbacks, people really started to not care about flashback cards because there was just no way these cards would compete against other players that were already in the game. So I understand that EA needs to make some players that some people that don't have much coins can go ahead and pick up, but if they just put out higher overall cards, then the market will just drop. So then players that don't have as many coins will still be able to pick them up, and they'll be able to actually compete against higher overall cards. So a lot of people said last year that they should have just kept flashbacks the way they were because, you know, they were cheaper. People with theme teams can pick them up, people that don't have as many coins. But if they just release all of them at higher overalls, then they'll still be cheaper. Maybe a little bit more expensive, but they'll be a lot better and able to compete. Now, as I said, flashbacks came out last year. They were 86 to 87 overall at the beginning of the year, and then they continuously went up as the year went on. And the same thing with heavyweights. Heavyweights are exactly what it sounds like. They're basically just the bigger players. This is also something that should be a weekly updated thing to where we get a couple of new players every single week. This was on Wednesdays last year again. Another thing that was in the training store for a certain amount of training. We'll have to see what EA decides to do in terms of the training value of these cards. But you're going to get offensive linemen from this. You're going to get some defensive linemen from this. You're going to get some fullback players from this. Basically, the bigger players in the NFL. So, flashbacks more so like players that either had a good season with another team or just had a good week. Like a while ago, you'll notice like there was some flashbacks on there, like Jameis Winston, who was on the Bucks. He never changed teams until now. Of course, he's on the Saints. So they don't have to give you a flashback to a different team necessarily. They can just give you a flashback to like a really good week. And heavyweights just give you some upgrades to some bigger players. And then finally, we have got veterans. Now, veterans, exactly what it sounds like again. NFL veterans, essentially. You can see, Thomas Davis, Charles Clay, RG3, Latavius Murray. Now, veterans came out on Fridays last year. So the way that it works, we'd have flashbacks Mondays. We'd have, like, Team of the Week on Tuesday, which, spoiler alert, going to talk about Team of the Week in this video as well. We'd have Wednesdays, which would be heavyweights. And then, of course, Fridays, we would have veteran cards. So I hope they bring this back because this at least does give us some new cards every single week. But as I said, please, EA, please, please, please really update flashbacks, heavyweights, and veterans and make them usable cards. Because after like probably 2 or 3 weeks, no one cared at all about veterans except for theme teams. No one could use these veteran cards. Now, coming up next is Team of the Week. So, of course, Team of the Week is something that's going to start in September as the NFL season does start in September. So, we may end up getting ourselves, I don't know what they're going to do about preseason, honestly, because there is no preseason this year. But maybe they'll put out something for preseason, maybe like a training camp hero, players that have good training camps. I don't really know. I don't really think you can do that. But Team of the Week is something that comes every single week on Tuesdays. Now, last year it came out Tuesday, I want to say at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And essentially it's just going to give us players that had really, really good weeks. So Bradley Chubb and Dalvin Cook were the Team of the Week heroes for the preseason. Now, we also did end up eventually, of course, getting LTD Team of the Week players. Team of the Week people in here, you can see right here, we had Lamar Jackson, which was awesome. So we have an offensive hero, a defensive hero, and then they tend to give us an LTD as well. Now, as for the players, some weeks they're really, really good, like Lamar Jackson, like, Nick Chubb, this card was okay. Julio Jones, Darius Slay, that was an amazing, amazing week too. But then there's some weeks we don't really necessarily get the most wanted cards. Like Clay Matthews, yeah, not a lot of people really wanted his cards, and the LTDs, they were very weird last year. They gave out some pretty interesting LTDs, I'm going to say that. But some weeks, Team of the Week is absolutely amazing. Some weeks it's not so good, but we do tend to get some like gems in terms of the set cards. Maybe we'll get like a Team of the Week Marquise Brown one week, right? He'll get like an 84 overall card or something. He'll be super, super fast. There are some pretty good lower overall Team of the Week cards that still come out, but Team of the Week is something we can expect every single week as long as the NFL season does go on. And I've actually talked about this in a video before. If something were to happen and the NFL season were to get canceled, I think Team of the Week would actually still work because they could run like a simulation and just give Team of the Week cards based off that every single week, which would be kind of cool. But obviously, we all hope the NFL season goes on and Team of the Week should be coming. Now, next up is Signature Series. Now, you guys may have noticed when I was actually talking about the cards that we get every single week, we have Monday, we have Flashbacks, Tuesday, Team of the Week, Wednesday, we have Heavyweights, Friday, we have Veterans, and of course, Saturday, we have Legends. But as for Thursday, that is Signature Series. So this started mid-August last year. Keep in mind, Madden came out late August this year, so I'm just expecting essentially everything to be pushed back a month or so, maybe just a couple of weeks or so. But this started mid-August, so hopefully this will start up potentially next week maybe. But Signature Series is pretty simple. We get 2 limited time cards every single Thursday, and it's as simple as that. They can really give us whatever players they want to go ahead and give us. Last year we had players like Christian McCaffrey, Russell Wilson, Tre'Davious White. There's some pretty big name players, so don't expect these to be any kind of like not really wanted cards. These are all pretty wanted cards, except for some, like Phillip Rivers, noodle arm, 83 throw power. Not a lot of people really cared for that card. But, of course, we get like a Russell Wilson, a Tre'Davious White, and Evan Ingram. Some weeks, these are really, really good. And some weeks, they're not too good. But I will say mostly, they're pretty good usually. Now, next up, we've got Ultimate Kickoff. Now, of course, Ultimate Kickoff comes with the new season. So last year, we actually got this on September 12th, I want to say, was the first week we actually got the Ultimate Kickoff promo. Now, if you guys don't know what the Kickoff promo is, last year anyways, we got a bunch of different players that actually upgraded as the season went on. So if, say, the Packers got a win, then he would go up every single week by 1 overall. You can see right here it says in the description, this item's overall would increase by 1 after each team win to a maximum of a 93 overall, and also the quick sell value would increase. Now, there were some collectibles you also got that gave, I want to say, training. I don't remember if it was training or coins. There were some collectibles that we got last year where you could have like the Packers collectible, and based on how many wins they got throughout the year, at the end of the season, they would also be quick sellable for some training. But some players got upgraded every single week, so this is a pretty cool promo to get people kind of excited for this season. We had some pretty solid cards, you know, Ryan Ramczyk, Leighton Vander Esch, Akeem Hicks, and then we also had 4 master cards, which were Khalil Mack, Richard Sherman, DeAndre Hopkins, and also Aaron Rodgers. These players, of course, were like instant. They didn't have any sort of upgrades. They got whatever. This is just 4 players that we had as 91 overall master cards. So hopefully this will also be around the same time as last year. Now, the last part I want to talk to you guys about is not Madden Ultimate Team 10, but EA actually did talk about something called the 50 before the game actually came out. Now, we don't exactly know what it is. They haven't really gave us any more updates to it as to what that could potentially be, but they did say that's coming out sometime after launch. So I'm hoping it's going to be a September content promo, and you guys can see last year we actually did get Madden Ultimate Team 10. Now, MUT 10 came out at the very end of August, and obviously this was to celebrate 10 years of Madden Ultimate Team, so I don't really know what this is necessarily going to be about with the 50, but I'm hoping that it is something like MUT 10. I really have no idea as to what it could potentially be. Could it be 50 players? Could it be some sort of celebration for 50 of some sort? Maybe. I don't really know. But if it's anything like MUT 10, then I'll be pretty excited for it. You guys can see last year we got players like Patrick Willis, Bo Jackson, Gronk, Vic, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Deion Sanders, Julius Peppers, Troy P, and Joe Thomas. We got these players every single week as an LTD card, and they were all very, very exciting, very, very big new players. So I hope that it's something like the MUT 10, because this did give us another limited time card to go ahead and hunt for every single week, which was exciting. So hopefully it's something like this. So hopefully we wind up seeing some of that. Now, of course, MUT Heroes is another one that I could have potentially added onto this list, but that actually came out like very beginning of October last year, and with the game being a month later release this year, I don't think we're going to see it until probably mid-October, so maybe early October-ish. We'll have to see exactly what they're going to do with MUT Heroes, but I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.